Welcome to Mutual Fund Updates. In this show, we are going to discuss over why mutual funds are important to invest and why all the investors have to add the mutual fund in their portfolios. For the same, we have a special guest with us, Firoze Azeez. Welcome to our show, sir. And can you please brief about the mutual fund industry and how it is growing over the time and how mutual fund have taken over with the best of investment plans?
See, mutual fund as a platform is a very diverse platform. It caters to a large variety of goals. It also helps you create different assets. So, since it's very diverse, so it's able to cater to needs of very different nature. So, that's point one. Point two, the industry has grown multifold because it also has one big merit of it being affordable. Right? So there are so many investment products available in the marketplace. This is one of the most affordable investment products so that it can cater to the strata, the lower strata who have very small savings as little as 500 and 1000 rupees. So that's point two. Point three is because it helps you invest in equity, also in debt, and it also helps you to save taxes by using equity linked saving schemes. It has different assets. You can also invest in gold using a mutual fund. So it is an umbrella. So these are the three reasons why there's a multifold increase. In the last 10 years, there's almost 3 times more the assets than it used to be 10 years back.
In mutual funds, there are many categories as you mentioned. Which categories are performing very well in the current market scenario?
See, there are different categories, of course. If something is going to cater to such large audience, it's going to have confusion for sure. So there are 4 big categories: equity, debt, hybrid. Hybrids are those which invest in different assets, and lastly gold. From these broader asset classes, if you went one layer down, then the confusion is immense. So on the equity side, you have large cap funds, mid cap funds, small cap funds, you have sectorial funds, you have thematic funds. So to answer your pointed question, which one is doing good? In different time frames, all of them have a different potential to deliver. This year, equity has not done well. Debt has done better. It was exactly the opposite in 2017. As long as they're able to quench the thirst of that specific need of an individual, they'll be doing justice to the money. So, to solve the problem, in 2017 October, SEBI brought in categorization of mutual funds. So now there can be only 10 categories of equity funds and about 18, if I'm not wrong, categories of debt funds. So this is the broader landscape on which these actually operate.
Okay, if we'll talk about debt category, which are the funds are performing in debt categories?
In the debt category, accrual funds. There are 2 broad categories. One which are called the duration funds, something called the accrual fund. As the name suggests, an accrual fund is only trying to make interest income. A duration fund tries to bet on the interest rate movement up and down. So the market has delivered, or the funds which have delivered return are the accrual funds. Accrual funds, if I have to be more specific, Franklin Templeton debt funds have done phenomenally well on the accrual side. They marginally take a credit risk, which I think is well worth it because it's a very calculated risk on the credit side. And they have been able to deliver 9-10% return over the last 2-3 years.
Okay, if we see the total population of India, 1.5% of population are investing in mutual fund. Why there are lack of knowledge regarding the mutual fund investments?
See, mutual funds, unlike in the emerged countries where 40-50% of the population would be investing in mutual funds, in India it's just 1-1.5% unique investors. There are 6 crore odd folios, but every person has 3 folios on an average. So you have 2 crore individual investors, which like you rightly said is 1.5%, is largely because of 3 reasons. Reason 1 is because in India it's a push product. For example, in the US, it is mandatory, like 401k. 401k is their pension scheme in which it is mandatory to choose mutual funds. So in India, you have different other product classes which cater to your tax needs and your pension needs. So that's one big reason. The second is India is significantly behind in terms of the learning curve when it comes to financial assets. Of course, there's a paradigm shift between where we started 10 years back and where we are today, but India has a long way to go. Okay, Indians have had this affinity and love towards physical assets, gold and real estate. Because of the uncertain and economic environment, people were always from a thought process of the roti kapda makan, the conventional thought process, where you want to have something tangible, and financial assets don't have something tangible. I think that is having a paradigm shift with the younger generation, because they're not looking at tangibility, they're looking at portability rather than tangibility. Portability, by which I mean you can take your financial assets and take a flight and you can still access your money on a click of a button. That's not possible with gold and real estate. So that's point 2. Point 3 is the excessive confusion which the mutual fund industry was giving to people. There was lesser transparency, which I think the regulator has recognized. And is
Okay, if we'll take a rough example over here, if X person is earning 50,000 per month and he want to invest or he want to create his portfolio, how much weightage mutual fund should carry in his portfolio?
I think once if a person has a 50,000 income and then he subtracts his expenses, and then when he invests, let's assume he has left with 25,000, I think in the first 5-10 years of formative years of a portfolio, mutual fund can take 80-90% of the money. As you progress in life, if you've been investing for 10-15 years, then you may want to graduate into product 2, product 3 and product 4. Product 2 being structured products, product 3 being PMSs, for example, but the rest of the products in the marketplace are all given largely because of higher commissions to advisors.
Thank you so much, Firoze. We'll be back soon with more updates. Thank you for watching.